Hello and welcome to part 2 of Let's Play Kirby Nightmare Dreamland. I'm Methodical Instruction, and we are continuing with Ice Cream Island. Now, like I said before, Ice Cream Island kind of has that tropical feel. You can see the water in the background. But it also has different kind of levels like this one, where you're basically in the clouds. But obviously we are still in paradise because of the sun and everything. And it's a nice level. It looks nice, and it's fun to play too. And it's in this level that you kind of start to see a couple different enemies, and the game gets a little bit harder than the first world, as you can see by the barrage of flying enemies. And here is the premiere of Stone Kirby. And Stone Kirby basically can drop onto an enemy and cause it damage. But the thing is, with Stone Kirby's invincible after you use the power, but if you let go of the B, if you press the B button again, then Kirby will return to normal. So with an enemy like this, as you'll see that I fail at, I'm always getting hit and not being able to hit him properly with Stone. But overall, Stone is a good ability, you just need to know how to use it properly. And also here's Mike Kirby. When you use Mike Kirby, Kirby will kind of shout into the microphone and destroy every enemy on screen. And he can do this 3 times before the power's gone. And that'll be the last one here. This is a power that Kirby had in Kirby Superstar. Or, I can't remember the European name right now, but the European version of Kirby Superstar also allows Kirby to use the mic move. And in the original game too, actually. Kirby's been able to do the mic move for a long time. And also here is Laser Kirby. Laser Kirby fires a straightforward beam, but if it hits a slant, then it will actually fire at the angle of that slant. It'll go straight upward when it hits the angle. So you can use that to hit the bombs here. And here you can see I get a life. So it's a very useful move. And also it's a pretty good long-range projectile as well, so I would highly recommend getting this power-up. It's one of the better ones in this game. So anyway, now we're in the desert. And Kirby's just continuing along. And that's the end of that level. Now, you will see me die a couple times in this video. I think I die 2 times. And I'll be honest, I didn't really practice this game before deciding to LP it. Because, I mean, it's an easy game. I hadn't played it in a while, but I still like it, and it's an easy game. Just, you know, I haven't really taken the time to practice the bosses and such. Here is basically an enemy arena where you will fight one random boss-like enemy, and, well, not random. And once you defeat that enemy, they will give you a Maxim tomato, and you will get the boss's power. And as you can see, I am Ice Kirby. Now, the only way to get out of here, as it took me a while to figure out, is you have to exit through the door there by pressing up. Which is a little bit obscure, but I think it was clearer in the Kirby's Adventure for the NES. And those umbrellas do come back to hurt you, so try to avoid them. And also one thing to note that I think is kind of cool is that as you progress through this world, you notice the sun kind of starting to set during certain levels. And I think that's kind of cool. It gives the game a sense of progression. Now here I decided to go to the bottom door just to see what was there. And as you will see, I regret it quickly because of what happens. I get hit 3 times, and then all I get rewarded with is that little canister, which gives me even less health than I had before. And no power-up, so not a good idea if you're at full health. Because this game, even though we haven't seen any yet, this game does have secret switches, and when you get those secret switches, it will cause a different exit to open up. And you'll always know if you missed one because you'll see like a part of the level that's blocked off. And if I ever miss one, which I don't think I will because I've only had up to this video recorded, then you can always go back and get them again. And I will go back and get them in an extra video before I defeat the game if it so happens that I miss them. Oh, and this is High Jump Kirby. I should have explained him. High Jump Kirby, if you press the B button, he'll jump up really high, and it will cause damage to enemies. And it's a very useful move, unless you're kind of walking forward. It's good for enemies that are in the air and such, but if you're just fighting like Waddle Dees and stuff, then High Jump isn't exactly the best power-up. Oh, and that's a warp level, so that you can get to the other worlds faster. So say, like, because later in the game we'll be in later levels, so say you're in World 6, instead of having to go through 5 doors to get to World 1, you could just use Warp Star to get to World 1 instantly. So that's a nice little thing they added. It's also in Kirby's Adventure, but you have to unlock some of those through the secret switches. And I think it's the same in this game too, actually. And this is a very easy boss. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. I think it's Paint Roller, actually. But basically, he will paint stuff, and you have to spit it back out at him. And sometimes he'll paint something that you can actually copy its ability, as you'll see here. I become Mike Kirby, because he painted a microphone. And that gets rid of him. So that was Ice Cream Island, not too bad. And now we're at Butter Building. And maybe it's just me, but Butter Building sounds a lot like Butter Bridge from Super Mario World, but maybe that's just me. And here I use Mike again. I kind of just wanted to get rid of it at this point, so... And I did, as you see. I think this is close to where I die. Yeah, I don't live through this. As you'll see in a moment. And that's what happens when Kirby dies. I think in the original game it actually made his ability say, "Oh no," for a second when he died. I don't know why they got rid of that in this game, but... Or maybe that was Kirby Superstar. You know, after you play so many Kirby games, you kind of start to lose track of which ones do which. Because the abilities almost never act the same between games. Like Beam, for instance, and I might Let's Play, actually, Kirby Superstar Ultra, but they never act the same in every Kirby game. There's usually slight differences. Even between this version and the NES version, there's subtle differences between certain moves. And also their appearance, because, like, for example, you see Kirby gets a hat when he gets the enemy abilities in this game, but in the original game, Kirby would his color palette would slightly change. And there's the first secret switch in the game! And this one is very easy to get, honestly. You just have to go down here, and there's the secret door. You go through the door, then you break the bomb there by sliding. And going through there will take you to the secret switch. And as you see, it unlocked the enemy arena similar to the one from World 2. Or Level 2, I guess. And we're almost at the end of the level here. And I don't know why I take that hit or that one. That was pretty sloppy, but okay. Also, I really like the hub world music for this level. It's nice. And it's different from the rest of the game. And now we are against Wheelie, or whatever it's called. And I do considerably less well than I did the first time I fought him. Because I almost die here. I don't think I die. I hope I don't die. Yeah, I don't die. Okay, good. And I got the Maximum Tomato, so all is well. Now, we're on to level 2. Oh, and also another thing to note is that there's a remix of the song in Brawl. A very awesome remix, if I must do say so myself. It's I forget, I don't know if it's called Butter Building, but I'm pretty sure it is, because that's where this song plays mainly. But it does play in multiple levels in Butter Building, to be precise. And we have Cutter Kirby again. We briefly had Cutter Kirby in World 1, but haven't really seen him since. And I know I'm kind of taking a couple hints hits here. I'm kind of being a little sloppier than I was, because I did this all in one shot from World 1 through 3. So I kind of got a bit lazy towards the end, and here I die. I think that's the last death for this video, so... And the nice thing about Kirby is that it never starts you back too far, so you can see I'm already at the point where I died. So that is definitely a nice luxury. And here, for the first time, finally, we have Needle Kirby. And Needle Kirby will basically create spikes that will damage enemies, and Needle Kirby is extremely useful. Because, unlike Spark, well, in later games he's a bit more useful, but in this game, basically, you just press the B button and he'll make his spikes pop out, which does a pretty good amount of damage, actually, as you can see. And the thing is, its radius is better than Spark Kirby. The only difference is that if you use it in midair, obviously, Kirby's underside isn't protected, so you can't quite use it the same way as Spark. But still, it's a useful move. And here I become Wheel Kirby again. Some of these sections are obviously designed to appeal to using Wheel Kirby. And here I try to get Freeze Kirby. And I do so. Or Ice Kirby, sorry. And this is the first time we've had Ice Kirby. And Ice Kirby basically just breathes ice. And that's it. It's similar to Fire Kirby. The only difference being that it will allow you to turn the enemies into ice cubes and hit them... Oh, I die at this fight too, don't I? Yeah, I do. So I guess I was wrong. This isn't the last death in my video. So I'm gonna die again. But anyway. When you get Ice Kirby or Freeze Kirby, it will basically allow you to hit enemies when they are in cube form and knock them back at other enemies. So both of them can do that. And, Freeze Kirby, it's similar to Fire Kirby, actually, but I think Fire Kirby does more damage, which would kind of offset not having a weakness. And yeah, I'm getting really sloppy. I apologize for this. I'm gonna play better for the next portion, hopefully, of this game. And, this is Bugsy, I believe. And after you finally defeat him, he will give you a brand new ability we have not seen yet, that I don't think you can actually get from any regular enemy in this game, which is pretty unusual. Oh, and another interesting fact is that, Kirby Superstar, which came out a couple years after this game, combined certain enemy skills that were already similar, like Freeze and Ice Kirby became one ability, and, what else? And also Fire and, whatever the other fire ability is called. I think it's, Blaze or something. I can't remember. But those two are combined in Superstar, and that's useful. And, anyway, I believe that is it for this part. So I will see you guys for Butter Building Level 3. Bye.